Okay, so we have beaten Operation 000 Prologue, and now it's time to go on to Operation 001. First off, we're going to turn off the rumble because I didn't realise it was on, and that it was as bad as it is, because the gamepad rumbles a lot when it's on, and that's not helpful for making much progress and being excellent on the ball with the gameplay. So, let's head to the Blossom City outskirts.
Team, after 20 years of silence, Geathjerk is back, and now they're hitting us where it hurts, with a preemptive strike on Blossom City. But we can't let them have it. The rise of that city is the rise of our planet following Earth Defense War 2, and I'll die before I let them lay their paws on it.
And here we have Lawrence Nelson, Captain of the Sentinels.
I've been waiting all my life for the chance to make those alien scum feel the sting of my Valley Antium blade.
Or at least Captain of the Wonderful 101.
They'll be dead from the blade.
Our colleagues at the Gaia Defense Army have already activated the hyper-plasma shield that circles the planet, codenamed Margarita. That plasma layer has most of the invading army deadlocked. Unfortunately, none of the GDA tactical simulations accounted for the salty dingoes blitzing our orbital defenses before Margarita could be shaken to life. And now, entire battalions have turned our home into a cocktail of destruction. The Sentinels have gathered you all here on the Virgin Victory for one reason and one reason only. An all-out attack on Geathjerk. We will eliminate the enemy with speed, precision, and extreme prejudice. I hereby initiate Project Stinger.
Why don't you just have me do it? Save everybody the trouble.
Wonderful ones from around the world are being rushed in and will join you as the battle progresses. Wonder Red, as a resident of Blossom City, your knowledge of the battlefield will be a valuable asset to the team. I'm placing you in charge. This is your chance to prove you have what it takes.
Dude, seriously?
Sir, with all due respect,
Accept command of the team.
Roger.
Nelson, bro, hold up. Captain Noob Cakes? Really?
Tachyon radar showing multiple hostiles. I'm reading attack squadrons in the Blossom City suburbs. Waveform patterns indicate heavy anti-air artillery.
And here we have Alice McGregor, the pilot of the Virgin Victory.
To block our approach. Wonderful 100. Deploy and eliminate those enemy forces on the double.
Roger. Team, fall in!
Roger!
So, pretty much at the start of every single operation, you are going to have one of those cutscenes introducing you to where you're about to go and what's about to go down. Also, this is one of the two types of loading screens you're going to get. You've already seen the first one, which is just the Wonderful 101 logo turned up in the corner, and there's a loading bar, and then you have the one where you get to play. I kind of wish this was more like the loading screens of Bayonetta, but oh well, it can't be helped, really.
Team, unite up!
Roger.
And so, we now get into proper gameplay. There are lots of things you can pick up, a lot of things that you can wreck and destroy. You're going to want to wreck and destroy as much as possible because you get a bottle cap for destroying 3,000 objects. So, get on that. And here we have Chudogu, with some little dogus. Make sure you try and destroy that Chudogu as quickly as possible, because he can cause you a bit of grief if you don't. So, now that I have a little bit more breathing space to describe things, basically the Wonderful 101 is very much based on the whole tokusatsu thing. It's the Japanese live action / television drama that features a lot of special effects. Also, I should just point out, if you beat enemies enough and they glow, circle them with your Wonderliner and you can recruit them, which is very useful and it's a technique you're going to want to use, because there's also a bottle cap for that. So, Tokusatsu entertainment frequently is kind of science fiction, fantasy or horror, but the main ones that most people know are superhero things. Most notably, the Super Sentai stuff. So you've got the superhero team genre. So you've got Super Sentai, you've got the Power Rangers and Kamen Rider and so on and so forth. And that's what this game that's the world in which this game inhabits, really. Completely insane. It follows trope after trope after trope, and it's brilliant. Now, all around the levels, there are certain things that, certain open windows and stuff that you can send your wonderful wand into and get items out of. Sometimes it's a collectible that you're going to want to collect, like wonderful figures. Sometimes it's just items, like noodle soup to-goes, which you're going to want to collect, because healing items in this game are so useful, particularly because, unlike in Bayonetta, you don't get penalised for using them. Which, if there's one thing that kind of sometimes is annoying about Bayonetta, is that it penalises you for using healing items that you don't just find on the battlefield. Whereas this game, it understands that you are going to get hurt a lot, so it doesn't do you for that. So, now that we have done that, and we are progressing through Operation 001A at a nice brisk pace, I should point out that basically what happens from this point on is that you have a collection of operations which are then split up into multiple sub-operations, so A, B, C, and basically your final one of that is always going to be a boss. So you can kind of guess where things are going, which is helpful. And also this operation here was the demo for the game. So when the demo was released, this is what people got to play on the eShop, and it was quite fun. I remember downloading it and just getting really excited because I wanted the Wonderful 101 really badly. I'm a bit of a Platinum Games / Hideki Kamiya freak, if you hadn't guessed already from the fact that I've done Bayonetta twice. So here we have Wonder Toilets. It sounds a bit weird. It kind of is. Basically send in your wonderful ones into the wonderful toilets and you'll get goodies out of them. So make sure you try and do that for every single wonderful toilet you find. And also there are 2 bottle caps for collecting things from Wonder Toilets. So get on it. I will show you throughout the course of the walkthrough where every single Wonder Toilet is, so don't worry about that one. Also, the reason that we just gained health there is because as you collect new wonderful ones and as you battle, your wonderful ones level up. So the more your wonderful ones level up, the higher your vitality gauge goes. Now also, here's a very interesting part of the Wonderful 101 is its use of the gamepad. So, basically, the way this normally plays is that the big screen there is the main TV screen, and the little screen there is what's on the gamepad. However, you can mess about with the settings by pressing the minus button on the gamepad to get it to show both on the same screen, show the gamepad on the main screen, or vice versa. It's a nice little trick, and this game does a lot of stuff with the gamepad. Sometimes it's really well done, and I do mean that seriously. Sometimes the gamepad stuff is really fun. Other times, not so much, and I will point out where that tends to be flawed. Now, what we were just told there is the multi-unite morph, and this is a rather... well, it's not particularly an advanced technique, because the game tells you so early on how to use it. Basically, instead of pressing A to launch your Unite Morph, you press X, and then the Wonderful One launches that Unite Morph and attacks of their own accord. Which can help a great deal for upping your combo ranking. So, you always want to get high combo rankings if possible, because that adds to your overall grade. And you need that. Getting a high overall grade is what you want to be doing. Now, you may be wondering why I'm not collecting, well, attacking that gacha that we saw, or anything else. Well, we're going to be returning there shortly. I just want to finish this mission first. So, yes, as you may have figured, this game has QuickTime events, which a lot of people don't like. However, I will say that the Wonderful 101's QuickTime events are excellent. They give you plenty of time to do what they ask you to do, which, considering Bayonetta's QuickTime events, which sometimes, well, frequently require lightning fast and very precise reactions, the Wonderful 101's way of doing it is nice and refreshing. It's frequently because you always get a timer of how long you've got left before the action needs to be pulled off, but it keeps it thrilling most of the time because the amount of time you're given sometimes is rather short. So, this is another of the collectibles, the Geathjerk file. Now, I can't remember exactly how many of these there are throughout the game, but there are a lot. Also featured in the game are secret missions, very much as they are in Bayonetta. If you return to certain bits of the levels, then the secret missions will appear. It's not the best game design aspect in the world, I have to say, because frequently, sometimes the ways of unlocking these secret missions is a little bit far-fetched. But it happens. So that secret mission right there is why I decided not to open the gacha when it was initially available. But also, if you go back into the room where this mission was, I would show you the gamepad screen, but you don't need to see it. If you Wonderliner in the middle of the room, there is another wonderful one waiting for you. Wonder Diva. Now, unfortunately, you don't really get too much time to look at the menu screens that are there for every character, but you do unlock them after beating the game, so you get to spend a little more time seeing all of the really, really wonderfully cheesy puns that they make in those. Trust me, when you see them, some of them are just fantastic. Like, it's unreal. And here we have a hoedown, which is not one of my favourite enemies in the world. And this blighter is basically the reason you need to get Unite Guts. Because if you get hit by that ball, it's going to hurt a lot. And also, if you don't reflect his shot back at him, then it's very, very difficult to damage him. So, honestly, just go with the Unite Guts. You need it. Now, I think I may have a little bit more time to breathe. Not much. The game is very, very, very fast-paced. We'll probably kind of, by the time we reach like Operation 6, we'll have plenty of time to chill. But until that point, no. So, Wonder Red, our main wonderful one that we love dearly, is voiced by Charlie Schlatter, who is probably most well known for playing Dr. Jesse Travis over 5 seasons of Diagnosis Murder, and then he also appeared in a big screen comedy called 18 Again, but since the 1990s he's mostly done voice acting work, and he is in Lunatics Unleashed, I believe is the Ace Bunny, yes. He's also voiced The Flash in Superman the Animated Series and The Batman. He is Kick Buttowski in Kick Buttowski, and he's voiced a few other things. And in terms of video games, he was the voice of Major Rykov in Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, and he voiced Raiden in a short film called Metal Gear Raiden Snake Eraser. Something to that effect. Also, Spectre in Ape Escape 3, Finn in Sorcery, and then Robin and the Flash in Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes, and in the movie Lego Batman, the movie DC Superheroes Unite. So he's not as well known as some of the other voice actors and actresses in this game, but certainly been about a bit. Wonder Blue, however, is someone that you should certainly recognise. Wonder Blue is voiced by Roger Craig Smith, aka Chris Redfield from Resident Evil, Ezio Auditore from Assassin's Creed, Deidara in Naruto Shippuden, Batman in Batman Arkham Origins and Arkham Origins Blackgate, and also the current voice of Sonic the Hedgehog. Make sure that you listen out for a certain potential joke about that a little bit later on, because this game likes to poke fun at its video gaminess, and it does it a lot. Like, seriously, there are so many just general video game references in this thing. It's insane. It's not just Nintendo references. You've got everything under the bloomin' sun. Now, Lawrence Nelson, our awesome captain, is voiced by Gideon Emery. Who, I don't quite really know what he's probably most known for. I mean, he's Lot Dodd in Star Wars The Clone Wars. He's currently, or at least was, Deucalion in 2013 Teen Wolf. Also Professor Moss in I think it's the US version of Shameless, maybe not. Yeah, it's the US version of Shameless. He's done a lot of theatre as well, but also a lot of video games. This is a bit more helpful to me. In pretty much all of the Assassin's Creed games, but there's no kind of particularly notable characters. He's Sun Quan in Dynasty Warriors 7 and 8. He's Balthier in Final Fantasy 12. He's Gaius in Fire Emblem Awakening. Poseidon in God of War 3 and God of War Ascension. He's apparently Steve Fox in Tekken 6. And oh, he's also Sam Gideon in Vanquish, which is another Platinum title. And then, last but not least, as we get bombarded by falling lorries full of flammable gas. Or petrol, I don't know. Alice McGregor is voiced by Laura Bailey, who you should also certainly recognise because she's been in a lot of things. She's Maka Alban in Soul Eater, Kid Trunks in Dragon Ball Z, Toru Honda in Fruits Basket, Lust in Full Metal Alchemist, Rain in the Blood Rain series, Chun-Li in newer Street Fighter games, Risei Kuchikawa in Persona 4 and Persona 4 Arena, Lucina in Fire Emblem Awakening, Sarah Farron in Final Fantasy 13 and Final Fantasy 13-2, and she's also the current voice of Blaze the Cat in the Sonic the Hedgehog series. So you should know the voice of Laura Bailey. Although it doesn't sound quite the same in here. I don't quite know how I didn't recognise her, but there's her slight voice, but still. So, with another wonderful one, it's time for a little bit of a pause, I think.